What is up, guys? It is Evil Ducky here, and today I want to talk about a Game of Thrones theory that I haven't really seen anyone talk about quite yet. As you see, I have a bunch of windows open on my screen, and I have some stuff I want to talk about. Now, I have watched the trailer a lot of times. I have watched a lot of people's takes on the trailer. Some of my favorite Game of Thrones channels have covered this already quite a bit, but one of the things that I think that they're missing is the location of this scene right here, where Dany and Jon are walking up to the dragons. Now, a lot of people are saying that it has to be in somewhere north of the wall, but I have a different theory with this. I think it's going to actually be probably the Stormlands. And you want to know why? Well, let's hop over to window number 2 and play this little clip from season 2 where Stannis and Renly meet each other. Look at the landscape of the Stormlands. Look at the area. Look at just the general landscape of that. And then go back to this scene previously over here. Just go through, where is it? Yeah, right here. And look at the landscape of this. Just look at how they have it structured. Look at the cliffs in the background. Now, if we look at the Stormlands and bring up a map of Westeros, look at the location of King's Landing and the location of the Stormlands. We have Griffin's Roost, we have Storm's End, two places that I think could possibly play a key role in season 8 with the Gold Company coming. If they're going to do the Golden Company and have kind of Harry Strickland be an amalgamation of Jon Connington and Harry Strickland, I think that they are going to have some stuff in the Stormlands. Now, if we look over at the actual shooting location that they filmed it in season 2 in Ireland for the Stormlands, I believe it was in Ireland, it looks very similar to the type of area that they're shooting the previous scene in for the trailer. Now, Ireland's not a huge country, but if I don't think that they would use almost the identical location for two scenes if it's not going to be in the same place. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, it could definitely be north of the wall. Now, let's look at some shots from season 7 beyond the wall. Look at how there's no real grass poking through. Everything's very covered in snow. As we can see, there is some grass poking through, but it's not very green. We can see it's kind of brown, dead grass. It's been covered in snow for a while. And I know basing my whole theory off of grass is not a sound idea, but I think if we look at the landscape, again, look at the amount of green. Look at the amount of snow. The amount of snow or lack thereof snow is very telling. Very, very, very telling. So let's look at Hardhome, because Hardhome is something that I feel like people may bring up because there was not as much snow during the Battle of Hardhome. Well, there's not a lot of snow in Hardhome at this point in time because we are not fully into winter. So I think that that could easily be an explanation for people about why there wasn't a lot of snow in that part of north of the wall. Whereas, we see this is the lands of always winter, where I've heard that could be a theory that the dragons are landing to rest for a moment as Jon and Dany go north of the wall to the lands of winter. But if we look at the shot of the lands of winter from many seasons ago when we got a small glimpse of it, there is nothing in that landscape that echoes this to me. Like, there is nothing in that landscape that says, oh, this is the same area. Like, look at it. That's not the same part of the country. Now, if we look at a back shot of Renly and Marjorie when they're having like the little tourney or the little melee there, we can see the cliffs up over here, the Shipbreaker's Bay in the background. I believe that's what it's supposed to be. That looks to me more like what we're seeing here in the landscape and the sharp drop off, because that looks like a sharp drop off behind them. It doesn't look just like horizon, it looks like they're on the edge of some cliff face. If we play it again, if it will play, come on, play for me. There we go. We can see that there are a lot of cliffs in the background. Keep having to stop on Sansa there. And if we look at some of the art for Storm's End from some really fabulous artists, we can see that the cliff faces and the fact that Storm's End is built on this rocky cliff area is very, very important. Now, one of the rumors and one of the leaks that we got throughout the long night has been that they're going to be doing some sort of filming in Storm's End. I've heard various reports that the young guy that plays Gendry, I believe his name's Joe Dempsey, he has said that Gendry is going to have a big role. And I think if he's going to have a big role beyond just forging weapons and things like that, I think it has something to do with Storm's End and rebuilding the Baratheon house. So that's my little theory about why we why I think we got our first glimpse of the Stormlands, perhaps, in this shot. I think that the dragons are definitely going south. I don't think that we're going to be doing a whole heck of a lot north of the wall just from a storytelling standpoint. I don't think that it makes sense, because for the last couple of seasons, the wall has been such a center of the story, but the wall came down, guys. The Night King is coming. I don't see any reason why Jon or Dany would want to go north of the wall, even if there was something very important that they needed. I do not think that Dany would risk her children, and at this point, because of Jon's feelings for Dany and his connection with Drogon already, I do not think that Jon would risk the dragons' lives either at this point. So let me know what you think. I may be doing some more Game of Thrones videos in the future. I do have a lot of thoughts on it, but most of the time, a lot of my ideas other people cover. This was one of the ones I didn't see anyone cover, and I really just wanted to do for you guys. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm sorry for the low production quality. If you like this, please give this video a like. And if you're interested in more Game of Thrones videos from me, drop a comment down below. And if enough people would like them, I might take some time and do some more Game of Thrones videos. Peace, guys. Lots of love. Ducky out.